Something smells delicious in here.
Yeah, it does. I'm hungry. Jake, are you eating El Ranchito Taco Shop?
That looks amazing. What did you order?
Tacos.
What?
Guac.
Jake, are you choking? Get out of my way, Michael. He needs the Heimlich.
Oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening again. Jake, you know you're allergic to avocado. One generic allergy medication later. Are you okay?
Yeah. Almost dying is so worth it to have some El Ranchito creamy guac. Thanks, Eric, for trying to save me, even though I wasn't joking.
I know. I just wanted to get you from behind.
Well, I guess this is a good time to tell everybody that if you're ever in the Inland Empire and are craving some great Mexican food, visit El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore.
Seriously, I follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
El Ranchito Taco Shop.
More than just great Mexican food. I'm sorry.
What a way to bring it back.
Yeah, right? We super missed everyone. We got so many stories to tell.
I know. We missed all of you.
Customer States, raw, uncut, unfiltered.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Customer States Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything in the automotive industry. We missed you guys.
Hello, y'all.
Happy New Year, bitches.
Oh my god, it's episode.
Feliz Años Nueva.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Nuevo, sorry. I tried.
Welcome
Like
to
a
season
huevo.
3.
Huevo.
Huevos.
Yes, welcome to
Rancheros.
2023, bitches. Do your best to write 23 on everything and not 22.
I haven't done
I've
that yet.
done
I
pretty
haven't
good.
either, knock on wood.
Yes.
I've done pretty good. I'm Eric Montenegro, by the way, but before we get into that, how about we start the year out right?
Babe, can you pass me my bubble?
1, 2, 3.
A 3.
Three.
That's how many licks it takes to get to the
Oh,
center of the Tootsie
you know
Pop.
what?
That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of Eric.
These don't pop very
They
well.
don't pop very well.
I plead the fifth.
These aren't popping.
No, they don't pop. Ooh, this
I
is
popped
delicious.
a long time ago.
Strawberry hit. Strawberry. Oh my god.
It gets
I'm
better
having
every time.
a fucking heart attack.
Try again.
Strawberry hibiscus. Yes,
I
thank you.
have
He went with-
watermelon cucumber.
I've got mango chili.
I've got lime.
I've got a
And
rock.
I've got your coconut, babe. On that note,
Nuts.
I got the lime. You put the lime.
I don't like coconut.
you like this coconut.
If you know, you know.
I'm Eric Montenegro because I'm brown on the outside and white on the inside. Heavy line technician, officially for 5 years. I had my anniversary last week.
Happy
Congratulations,
anniversary.
Eric.
Thank you.
And you took it off.
5 years with Fjord.
Feared.
Did you literally take your anniversary off?
Of course.
I did. I
But
did.
not on purpose.
I was on vacation last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't intentional. Well, it was intentional, but anyways, we'll circle back to that. I'm Eric Montenegro, heavy
Table
line
it.
technician.
Circle back.
Yes, and to my left is the amazingly bodacious
I'm
Allie
Allie Paul. So that way I didn't say
Bitch.
it twice. No. It was not directed towards you, even though I happen to be a warranty administrator,
Warranty wizard.
warranty wizard,
You're a wizard, Allie.
with two Z's.
You're
Dale.
a Christianary.
You know what's up.
Ew.
It's a joke between me and Allie.
I was like, ew.
Yeah, and it's very funny.
It is funny.
I've been doing this for about 13 years.
Too many
I
years.
work for.
Isn't it
Oh,
14
sorry,
now?
microphone. No. And then I do Volkswagen and Mazda. And to my left is a guy who does stuff also at a dealership. His name's Jake Reikus.
I need no introduction.
But
Mike to you.
but you just
Seriously, Mike to you. You all know who I am.
He's a service writer.
It's the deep, sultry voice. I'm a punching bag. You know, I write shit.
for Mazda.
Mike.
My name is Mike Serra. I'm the Senior Master Technician, Shop Foreman, and Transmission Technician. And I recently traded in my work uniform for polo and Dockers. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So he's daddy as fuck now. He's just
Mike
missing the New
received
Balance.
something recently besides his New Balances
Gonna stroke your ego.
from
we go.
Amazon.
I did.
Because someone cares about him very much in his difficult position that he is in, and he's going to tell you about that now.
May I tell you who it was addressed to? And it came to my house.
Who?
It was addressed to Pod Daddy.
Oh, Christ.
So we all had a great laugh
Eric,
when
he
we were
can't
trying
help
to
you
figure
here.
out who that was.
He can't help you here.
Yeah, no.
And so I
don't know.
opened up the package, and
Doesn't
it was
exist.
a tin poster of a little tiny kitten hanging onto a tree branch with underneath of him the words with letters that form words.
Yes. Can confirm.
Hang in there.
Yep.
And it's extremely cute and motivational. And I hung it up in my office right behind where I sit. And so, like, when I walk into my office, I have my Cinnamon Toast Crunch man face that I like, and he, greets me. And then I look over to my desk.
Say
and
more.
on the back of a cardboard, on the back of the cereal box there of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, there was a picture on the back, and it was like, a character, like a cartoon face with eyeballs and a mouth. And he just had the best expression of, like, utter joy.
Okay.
And so I cut the back of the box out and I hung it as artwork in my office.
Right next to the kitten poster.
Yeah, it's also got the Everybody Love Everybody from that Will Ferrell movie about basketball. And
What?
We can't remember the name of it. We tried last week too.
yeah, I can't remember.
No.
Google it, Jake.
What?
Google what that movie is.
Google it.
I don't know. It obviously wasn't very popular. But anyway, yeah, that's me. And welcome to season 3. I don't mean to rhyme. That's my bad on me.
Ooh, you're a poet and you didn't even know it.
Oh, Christ.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. There you go.
Semi-pro.
Well, I'm glad 2 weeks later we figured that out.
Legitimately.
Here we are.
It's a slow boil.
Well, I would like to just quickly go around the room and just talk about holidays because we haven't really seen each other since all of the holidays, and I just want to know what you guys did.
I had my holidays.
Yeah, what does that entail?
Gay
roasting?
stuff. It was
Spit
really
roasting
gay.
meat.
Girl. Oh, my God. A girl can dream. Sorry. I had 3 Thanksgiving dinners.
Wow.
All at once?
No, not all at once. Different days.
I was hoping it was consecutive.
Usually when you
Definitely
ask
not.
Eric all at once, the answer is yes.
Usually, but not in this context. Christmas was nice. Christmas Eve was spent at my in-laws, and that's about 45 minutes from my house.
So not bad.
Then the next morning, we drove out to my family's house, which is about 2 hours away, and spent the day out there. So that was cool. New Year's was nice because we did absolutely jack shit.
What time did you stay up till?
We were actually up pretty late till like 1 or 2 that morning, but we stayed home. We
Yeah.
went to the movies earlier that night and we saw The Whale, which was a fucking fantastic film.
The Whale.
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, he's still alive?
Oh, and he plays this morbidly obese man.
massive man.
Really?
Thus,
I'm
the
talking
whale.
like 600 pounds.
Yeah,
obese.
he had to gain 20 pounds to play that role.
on top of. Oh,
You know the
that's
camera
mean.
I'm
puts
just
on
kidding. Yeah, I was just making a joke.
30 times.
Yeah.
It was, but it was an incredible film. We had a good time. It was pouring rain. We had to run from the car into the theater because it was raining.
Oh, during the rainy time.
yeah.
We were all safe from the floods
Yes, we all were.
Did you get to the ark?
of the covenant.
They wouldn't let him on.
They stopped letting the elephants on last year.
No, that's not funny. I love you. You're gorgeous. That's not funny.
I love you too. If you can't laugh at yourself, well, what the fuck is the point of living?
That's what
Yep.
he appreciates about you.
Yes. And then last week I took off a week. There was no point in going to work for one day. And Tuesday we drove out to Anaheim and checked into the hotel. We did Wednesday, Thursday at Disneyland, both parks.
Oh,
we
cool.
got park hopper tickets with my in-laws. There was 13 of us.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
and
it's a big group.
It was a great time and rode Guardians of the Galaxy like 4 times.
I've
Nice.
never been on that.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's the former Tower of Terror.
Yes.
Yeah, really good time. Feet were aching. We did 20,000 steps each day.
Amazing.
It's a lot.
It was like 9.5
miles.
miles.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
insane. And then the next day when after we got back, we went out and got pedicures.
Nice.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do.
It was
Get your tootsies and feetsies massaged.
so needed, and it was so nice.
What was the favorite thing you ate?
At the parks, we didn't.
Makes me want a hot dog
Real bad.
My in-laws are very ethnic, we will call them.
Fair enough.
My husband is Mexican.
Oh, really? I
First
hadn't noticed.
generation Mexican here. Yeah, but the listeners don't know that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
First generation Mexican here. And so they like to pack their own food because they don't believe in spending money at the parks.
Sensible.
See, I feel opposite. I want to have all the tasty
taste
things.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we tasted a few things. It wasn't bad, and there was a lot of firsts for my in-laws. They got to see World of Color, which was phenomenal.
haven't seen that.
It's and it was during the holiday season. We went that week specifically because it was the last week of the holiday decorations and whatnot. So that was cool. But yeah, and then I went back to work this week with a clean slate because I had cleared out all my work before I left, which was weird because usually I have people waiting weeks at a time for their vehicles. And I got handed 5 ROs when I walked in, so that was nice.
Well, welcome back, babe.
Yeah, well, 3 of them were Diags only, so yippee.
Big money.
Yeah, I think I had a total of 20 hours this week.
Yep.
Womp womp.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, I've gone from, 45 hours every week to that. This time of the year is slow for us anyways. It just finally is hitting me now. It'll pick back up again in a couple weeks. I'm not too worried about it. But that was my time. I'm sorry. I rambled a long time. It's your turn.
okay.
It's your turn, Alaire.
So we spent a lot of time with my in-laws, Jake's family, his mom, dad, sister, and
Niece.
our niece. This was the first year in a very, very long time, possibly of all time, that I did not spend with my mom or my dad. Because my mom has moved to Colorado. My dad passed away in 21. So it was good, though. I definitely missed everybody. I missed my family, but I had Jake's family there, and we had so much fun. We kind of went back and forth because Jake's birthday is on New Year's Eve.
Nope. Not New Year's Eve.
Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
Eve.
I'm sorry. I know the birthday of my husband.
I knew the
It's
birthday
an
of your
Eve.
husband.
It's an Eve. It's fine. We
What
had
about these?
various Chinese foods and
She forgot my
different.
birthday.
Oh, I didn't forget your birthday. I was thinking about New Year's, and
In the
that's
heat of the
what
moment, it
came
slipped.
out. Oh my god! If I had a nickel.
She'd have a nickel.
And then New Year's, we hung out on New Year's Eve during the day.
Apparently
at the
my birthday.
in-laws.
And avoided going to the movies with Eric and David.
That's your fault.
No,
I
it's
talked
not.
about that.
Because you said you had plans.
Whatever.
You told me you had plans.
We did have
You
plans.
didn't say you were going to be done in the early evening, which would have meant that you would have been able to come to eat movies with us at 8 o'clock.
We left Camarillo at like 9:15.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, wrong. Like 7.
Yeah, she told me it was like 7 o'clock.
Apparently
Because
I
it was
wasn't there.
raining super hard. But anyways, we also stayed home. And we stayed up until like 1 o'clock. I've been making this model of a greenhouse that's absolutely adorable. So I spent a lot of time doing that. We had some Prosecco and we stayed up until like 1. I bought the Prosecco that we drank.
The one that I exploded all over the sofa?
No, not the gay one.
Yeah, that was
I say
remember the
this,
gay one.
listeners, because it
one
was
that,
Stella Rosa that was like rainbow. So
Pride.
that's why, yeah, Pride themed.
No, the one that she's talking about is last
The
week or the week
law-
before. Kevin
Yeah, Kevin busted that stuff out. I don't remember the name of it.
something bubbly fake champagne.
Yeah. It's
I
only
like it better
champagne
than
if it's
champagne.
made in
Champagne.
champagne.
And it's only Prosecco,
If it's made in prosecco.
correct? And it's only Parmesan.
Oh, stop.
It's true.
It come-
Yeah, it has to be from a certain like region in Italy.
for it to be true
Interesting.
Parmesan.
I had no idea. That makes sense, though.
Well, the more you know.
And basically everything that Allie did, I did.
I
So
was
you
going
don't
to say,
have to
Jake,
hear
how
it.
was your holiday?
You don't have to hear it twice. My birthday was fun. Yeah. I aged another year. Allie bought me a couple of cool gifts. And
Tell them what I bought
What'd you get? What'd you get?
a really big Lego.
Nice. Just
a
one
single
Lego.
Lego?
It's like $800.
Yeah.
For one Lego.
For one
What
Lego.
is it, Jacob?
It is the Star Destroyer from Star Wars.
But it's just one big Lego. It doesn't have a bunch of pieces in
It's
it.
5.5 feet long.
Clearly a
Oh,
kit.
so Legos. You got Legos.
Lego.
Multiple Legos.
Lego.
A single
How
Lego.
do you know that perhaps the plural of Lego is Lego like moose?
It's Legos.
Because it's
An
Legos.
aircraft.
It's Mies.
It's moosin.
Mooses.
Moosin. Musin?
What did you do?
Boxing.
What did you do for Hanukkah?
We had our
I'm just kidding. I know.
we had our Hanukkah party early, and it wasn't really much of a party. It was just like a dinner.
Get together.
Kevin and I made a ham for Christmas.
How Jewish of you.
I was just about to say.
Ham.
It was delicious. And then
Tofurkey.
I didn't get a
Turducken.
chance. Issa was stuck
I
in
wanna
Chicago because of Southwest.
Southwest.
So I didn't get a chance to give them their Christmas present. So when I did, I'll just give you a brief rundown. I sent them on a scavenger hunt around the house with like riddles to like find where the next clue is.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's amazing.
Hidden in the garage was four big
Puppies.
sacks. No, four big sacks of gold coins, which was no easy task to acquire.
Like
so-
gold coins.
Gold dollar coins, like Sacagawea coins.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking chocolate coins.
No, like go to the bank and get that shit. That was fucking hard to do. But anyway,
How many banks did you have to go to? And also, was
Just
there a
one.
rainbow leading to it?
Top of the morning.
no, it was very difficult. They only come in a box of 1,000. So
So, how many thousands did you purchase?
just one.
We purchased 1,000.
Which would
They
be
only come in boxes of thousands and they won't break them up for you.
which is $1,000.
Oh, so have you just been paying everything with Sacagaweas?
I have done that to a couple
You should
places
pay
already.
your rent to Kevin in Sacagaweas.
No.
It's Sacagawea.
Sacagawea.
What's the plural of Sacagawea?
Sacagaweas.
Sacagawea. it's just one.
Sacagawees.
And then
Sacagawea.
for New Year's Eve, I didn't
Sacagawea.
really do anything. I think I went to bed relatively early.
Oh,
Wasn't
you
New
didn't
Year's Eve
stay-
on?
We should have done something
New Year's Eve was on
together.
Sunday, right?
No,
Was it
New Year's Eve was on Saturday.
Or
And New Year's Day was on
okay.
Sunday. So none of us got we all got it off. But the next day sucked ass
I didn't
because
get
no
off.
one came on. Yes, you did because you did. Did you work on Sunday?
I don't ever work on Sunday.
Then you got it off.
That's part of my normal schedule.
Agreed.
It's not a floating holiday.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty bitter about that.
And
you,
then
Eric.
no one was fucking there.
No one was fucking.
No one
There.
was fucking and no one was there. I don't know. Maybe you were fucking. I don't know. Listener. Were you fucking?
I'm sure.
Let us know.
I'm sure. Literally, out of the tens of
Customer
listeners that we have,
gmail.com.
Yes. Let us know down in the comments. Are you fucking?
well,
Who's fucking?
Who's on first?
speaking of another Eversensia time,
Yeah, I had a Ever Since Ya episode.
Ever since you replaced my wiper blade, my transmission doesn't shift right.
It's something along those
Is
lines.
it? Oh
It
my
really
God.
is. So this Explorer came in. It's a 2013 Explorer with
First mistake.
200. Shut up, stupid.
They call it an
Your balls
exploder
a
for a
Todd
reason.
Titfucker?
No,
Exactly.
They did call them an exploder for a reason.
that was a long time ago.
was a very long
in a
time
galaxy
ago.
far, far away.
Yes.
With thermal events.
Excuse me. So this
Excuse.
2013 Explorer came in with 255,000 miles on it. Original engine and transmission.
Wow.
Add.
Freaking beast.
It came in for a coolant leak. It was water pump was leaking, which is not uncommon on those, and all the fan, the cooling fan, was also not working. Anyways, I diagnosed the vehicle. I sent the customer the video inspection, and he loved it and didn't bat an eye at $5,000
Yep.
to do this repair. So, however, I sold that job the week before I was going on vacation.
So you didn't get the work.
So I had to redistribute my work to another technician. I love you, Christian.
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 My former apprentice, who is now a full-fledged flagging technician.
The
At
fledgling is
your
full-fledged.
dealership now.
I thought someone was going to be a service writer.
No, that's the new Christian. I'm talking about the old Christian.
Oh my God, so
I've
confusing.
had two
They need different
Christian-
names.
I've had 2 Christian apprentices. The first one was Christian with a C. The second most recent one was Christian with a K.
Okay.
Christian with a K left me to go become a service advisor up front.
With a K.
Yes. Wow. So anyways, so Christian was working on the vehicle while I was out, and he was actually texting me because he had some questions, and it didn't end up leaving the week that it was supposed to because it ended up having an electrical problem after he completed the repairs, storing a code for one of the sensors. So he was like, should I just put a sensor in it? I was like, no. I said, usually I would say yes, but I think in this case, because it's a high mileage vehicle, you should actually do the pinpoint test and check the circuitry and, verify that the circuitry is intact. Long story short, it wasn't because it has such high mileage. The wiring was brittle. And when he folded the wiring loom out of the way, it broke one of the wiring strands in the main harness for a single sensor. And so it created an open. It took him a couple hours to find it, but long story short, he ended up doing an overlay, which is where they snip the wire on both ends at the sensor and the PCM main connector, and they lay a new piece of wire that goes from one end to the other into the pins so that it's a full circuit again.
Go.
So I'm glad we didn't chuck that sensor at it. But anyways, it just continued. It was like one thing after the other. Then the belt was squeaking. I was like, well, did you replace the belt? Well, no, they said it was on back order. Okay, well, why didn't they order a different from the auto parts store or whatever? Oh, I don't know. Okay. The fucking parts department. It would have been nice.
Auto parts.
Yes, it would have been nice for the parts department to tell us that instead of just short us.
Sponsored.
Or get a replacement. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. And on top of that, the tensioner was failing as well. So we had to put a tensioner in as well. It was just one thing after a fucking another. And then he sends me this video. He's like, it's making this weird noise when I turn the steering wheel after he went on his road test. I'm like, well, it wasn't doing that before. I was like,
Wait, what year is it?
it's a 13.
Is that
So- I'll get there. So
Ford talk.
I told him just to ship it. And he shipped it, and it came back today.
With the steering noise.
It is a week later. The customer has brought it back for the steering noise. It wasn't doing that before you did the... Okay, fine, whatever. Oh, backtrack a little bit. When he was verifying the repair after all of that, he showed me that one of the wheels was loose. And so I went, he's like, it's loose side to side. I'm like, okay, well, side to side is probably a steering component or something. Up and down would be suspension. And so I went to go look at it, and sure as shit, the right front tire has got excessive play in it, like a lot. And I traced it to the rack.
Was it a nice rack?
It was not anymore. At that point, it wasn't making the noise.
Is that just an opinion?
It isn't just an opinion, but it was my opinion, which was the fact.
A rack opinion.
Because it wasn't making the
Thank
noise
you,
at the
Mike.
time. I was just going to, I recommended the inner and outer tie rod ends and ship it. The technician, God bless his heart, forgot to recommend that.
Oh.
So he went on the road test. That's when he heard the noise, and that's when he sent me the video. I told him to ship it anyways. I didn't know he didn't recommend it. So the vehicle came back today, and I asked him if he had sold the parts, and he told me no. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, well, this is the customer's fucking fault. He declined. He's like, no, I didn't sell the parts because I forgot to sell the parts. Okay, fine, whatever. So it's making a grinding noise when you turn the steering wheel. I'm like, well, it needs a fucking rack. And so the writer comes out, and I'm showing him. He's like, okay, I'm going to bring the customer out. I said, yeah, no problem. I have no problem explaining these things. I enjoy customer interaction.
Yeah.
And so he brings the customer out, and I'm explaining to him. I'm like, look, it's an internal failure. This is an electronic power steering gear. So there's no pump or anything like that. It's controlled electronically. It's a completely sealed system. I said it has an internal failure, and that's the grinding noise you're hearing when you turn the steering wheel. He's like, well, it wasn't doing that before. You guys must have done something. I said, let me explain to you the repairs that we did. And I explained to him about the water pump and the timing cover, and the cooling fan has nothing to do with the rack. I said, all we did was take the tire off. That was it. There was nothing else. We did nothing with that system. Well, you guys had it on the road. How I know he didn't hit something? I said, one, because if you hit a pothole, your tire would have probably blown out for it to cause that much damage. I said, and two, if he would have slid into a curb or something like that, you would have sidewall damage. Your tire would be damaged. Your tie rod would probably be bent, and your steering would be off. And none of those things are present here. This is a problem that reared its ugly face.
Manifested just currently.
Right.
Unfortunately, during the final road test, I said, you have 250,000 miles on this car. You know, it's going to happen. Not to mention the wiring repair we had to do because the wiring's brittle because of the high mileage. He's like, well, I'm going to be filing a complaint with the Bureau of Automotive Repair. I'm like, yeah, I really wanted to
monkeys might fly out of my butt.
and I really wanted to be that sarcastic asshole. Like, go ahead. You're not going to win.
I'll help you fill out the paperwork.
There's nothing to complain to them about. There's nothing. You're not going to win. I of course was professional, and I said, well, I understand your concern. I understand how it looks. You know, this really sucks. I get it, but there's no way. It is absolutely impossible from the repair that we did to have caused this damage. It's just not, it's not possible in any way, shape, or form. And so he's going through, well, my video inspection said everything was fine.
It was at the time.
It was fine at the time of the inspection. So anyways, he ended up raising hell. Of course, he spoke to the service director, and then he wanted to speak to the general manager. So it went all the way up the fucking chain.
So what did he get for free?
He didn't get anything for free. They ended up explaining to him everything and how it works and what happened, and they were able to talk him off the ledge. And then by the end of the conversation, they were laughing and joking, and as part, to help out with the inconvenience, we put him in a free loaner, and he's agreed to move forward with the repair and pay for it. So he ended up being very reasonable in the end. I understand why he was upset and why it would have looked like it was something that we did. But, we put the car in the air and we showed him, what was going on and why it was the way it was. And
The area of the repairs that you had done versus,
nothing else that we would have done to be able to cause that. So it ended up well. It was annoying at first, and I'm hemming and hawing, calling him a piece of shit and all these other things.
As Eric does.
Yeah.
Not to his face.
No,
though.
of course not. No,
Well-
I'm a drama queen. Everybody knows that. Everyone in the shop knows that. But
We
it's
all
okay.
have a little drama queen in us.
No, I have a lot of drama queen in me.
Well, some more than others.
But I own up to it, and that's okay. Excuse me.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything you want.
Do you know the difference between a crow and a raven?
I do not.
Well, a crow has 3 pinion feathers. And a raven
I know this one.
has 4 pinion feathers.
It's just
So-
a matter of opinion.
It's all just a matter of opinion. I thought it would be a good segue.
Yeah.
If you ring the bell, I swear to God, I'll take your fingers.
Hashtag sell the bell.
Sell that bell. Sell that bell. Yay!
Hashtag sell the bell.
Which finger you want to lose?
Try me.
That's my ever since your story.
We had actually, just because we're getting close, I'll bounce off of that super quick. We have one in the shop right now for the same thing.
Oh, really?
Customer came in for a regular service, replaced a couple of things. We did spark plugs, we did a serpentine belt, and we did a brake fluid flush, I believe. Either way, a couple of regular maintenance stuff. And customer picks up, everything's fine. We take it on a test drive beforehand, blah, 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 regular run of the mill. Customer leaves, calls us the next day, and the car is running like crap, having a hard time staying running, multiple misfires, yada, yada, yada. Car gets towed in, goes back to the technician, plug it in. We find out that the fuel rail has failed.
Do not come.
What vehicle is this?
Do not cut.
16 CX5 injectors, fuel rail sent me, but either way, injectors, problems, whatever. And of course, customer goes, well, it was completely fine until you guys touched it. And we went through the exact same spiel. It's like, look, it's underneath everything. We don't have to touch this. We have no reason to go near your injectors. We have no reason to go near the fuel rail system. It's like spark plugs are up here. It's like belts over here. Underneath here is everything that is having the failure. Same thing, back and forth, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. It's got to be this way. And without pointing too many fingers, in situations like that, how Eric said with the, exactly, what wasn't
Let
my,
it be known that we all
wasn't my
pointed
customer.
our fingers at Jacob.
Like Eric said, there's certain ways you can handle that. You can, explain it to the customer, all of this stuff. The writer can come over and show. The GM can get involved. The manager or service manager can get involved, and you try and talk the customer off of the ledge.
Try and
Unfortunately,
educate the customer.
exactly. Unfortunately, what happened in this situation was, not pointing any fingers.
He caved.
One of the writers started off the conversation with basically saying in less words that it was our fault. It must have been something that we did that caused this. And
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why would you admit guilt?
even though it was very vague and it was more to try and calm down the customer, the minute you give a customer a bone when it comes to that situation,
Take it and run
you
with
have lost.
Yep.
And because of
If you
that,
give a mouse a cookie.
exactly. And because of that,
Good
we
analogy.
yeah.
Thank you.
We had to contact Mazda. They agreed to cover a portion of it. The customer covers $500. We were able to.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's
for that
not.
repair.
No, it's not. And we explained to the customer, and of course, still, like Eric said, hem and haw, blah, blah, blah. Shouldn't have to pay anything. And we told him, it's like, look, and how this was sold. If you don't pay anything, you have no warranty with this. If it is
It's
covered,
a good selling point.
if it is covered 100% and something happens tomorrow, you're fucked.
I'll give that
Ford-
to Mazda. Then
So
that's-
Ford does the exact same thing. If
Right.
the customer pays any portion on the ticket, then it's got much better warranty coverage than
Right.
if Ford just stepped up.
Have you ever seen anybody like? Can you? I wonder if
Apparently
you could
I'm
get
done.
away. I'm sorry. I'm just like quick sidebar. If we had them pay 1 penny,
No, I
Like,
think
do
it's
you
got to be
think
more than
that-
that.
1 penny, it qualifies.
Yes,
I mean,
it does.
the policy says that they have to contribute. They contributed.
It does qualify.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if that's like
I
takeable
mean, I think
to
you're
court.
pinching pennies there, but
But
Yeah, but that pinched penny costs you or gives you a 12/12 warranty.
right.
So
So customer after a while,
So shitty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know
I don't
it is.
understand manufacturers that only offer a 12/12. Like Nissan does that too, and I think Honda's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And Chevy, I'm like, what the fuck? That's such a shitty warranty. I always thought ours was like, okay, but it turns out our Ford warranty is one of the
What is
best
it?
in the fucking industry.
us what it
Ford
is.
warranty is
So
fantastic.
if a customer comes in and buys a part over the counter, that part is warranted for 2 years or unlimited miles.
wow, unlimited
Unless-
miles,
or 2 years.
miles.
whichever comes first.
Unless it's a full powertrain. If the customer pays a portion of a full powertrain, i.e. engine or transmission, then it's 3 years unlimited mile coverage. And I always thought that's pretty good, but
unique.
I'm learning very quickly. It's one of the best in the industry, hands down.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That's good to know.
yeah,
And Ford-
not
Ford-
a whole lot comes close.
Ford doesn't
So-
really question a lot of stuff as far as like powertrain failures, things like that. It's really just more like, a customer's complaining about stitching on a seat or a paint defect or something like that, or misalignment of a panel or something.
I'm curious. So for both Volkswagen and Mazda, if you replace a part on the last day of the new vehicle limited warranty, powertrain, whatever, and it fails the next day because of manufacturer defect, it's not covered. The
No, it's
customer has to pay for
12
it.
months, 12,000 miles.
Yes, for us it is. If the repair is done under the factory power warranty,
We're getting there.
powertrain, or bumper to bumper warranty, that part is covered for 12 months or 12,000 miles after the warranty
So
repair.
good job, Ford.
Yeah, they do a
Like,
good job with
I'm
standing
kind of
behind the
impressed.
product.
Yeah.
When you know the product's going to fail, you have to have good warranty.
Oh, come on. Fuck you. Why do you have to? God, we were having such a good conversation. Now we need to have a better conversation with our listeners about our sponsors.
Like Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore, you guys. It's a great
to
place.
yell it.
Because I almost said it wrong.
And it's
so
creamy guac.
so I doubled down.
Greg,
Thank you to Nick Lowrich from Matco's Tools, supplying us with Matco Tools and Milwaukee
Milwaukee.
products.
Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing, supplying Justice Brothers products and delicious barbecue at times.
And everybody else who contributes to this podcast and our drinking habits. We really appreciate you very much. Don't drink and drive.
And hey, listeners, my husband's birthday is on Christmas Eve.
That's December 24th, for those of you who don't know when that is.
don't worry, guys. I'm not important.
We'll be right back.
Love you.
Hi, Mike Sarah here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust. So you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
Eric knotted my hair. You bitch.
She's not holding a grudge though or anything.
No, not at all. It's halfway to a dreadlock.
It's hardly 0.1%, but
What? I don't get it.
He's saying it's not a dreadlock.
But where does this math come in?
He's saying it's 0.1% of a true dreadlock.
Disagree.
Welcome back, everybody. Our sponsors are great. Our listeners are great.
You're great.
You're great.
You know what's not great?
Naughty hair.
I'm sure you'll tell me.
The knot in my hair.
Can you tie a knot? I cannot.
I cannot.
So you can tie a knot.
I cannot.
I'm pretty. I don't understand what's happening.
I cannot. But I cannot.
I do understand.
I cannot not.
I cannot.
Okay, so what about some topics?
It's in Mikey's ball court.
Are you sleepy?
I am sleepy.
Jake's a sleepy baby.
Oh, sleepy
Sleepy
baby.
man baby.
It's because I had
You guys are gay.
unflood my house.
Oh yeah, that's
Was
the
your
thing
basement
that happened.
flooded?
Our basement was literally flooded, but it wasn't a basement. It was just a crawl space because we live in California and people rarely have basements.
no, that's true.
If I had to equate how much water, it was probably about 4,000 gallons of water.
I think that's slightly exaggerating.
It took 2 hours of that pump, which is 2,000 gallons per hour.
Oh, I thought it was 1,000.
No.
I thought it was 1,000.
I thought it was 1,000, lassie.
Well, that's what you get for fucking thinking, you fucking haired bitch.
Oh, you fucking gobshite.
That's a bunch of water.
It was a bunch of water.
Yeah.
And it was with a 2-inch fire hose was the attachment.
Only 2 inches?
Around.
That's a big hose.
No, not around.
Yes, the diameter is 2 inches.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it was the.
The
Oh,
thing.
wait.
The thing.
Wait, yeah, it was the diameter.
You're so pretty.
Wait,
How's it doing over there,
time
Mike?
out. Somebody Google this. What is it from
Circumference.
end to? That's the circumference is around, right?
The circumference is going around like you were going to
Hey,
walk
Allie.
around the outside of the pipe.
Okay.
Allie.
The diameter is
hey,
the measurement
you know
from
what?
one side of the pipe to
Too
the
many
other.
people talking at once.
Allie, what's the prefix of circumference? Sir.
Circle. Hey, Jake. This is on record for everyone to say.
That
So
the
you
dog
better
chews both ends of the
shut
wire.
the fuck up. I'm not going to say it anymore because I was going to give you a concession.
I think you should
But
put
I'm not
that
gonna
on
say it
hold
anymore.
because I'm thirsty.
Okay.
I am quite parched.
I want you to be
Pop, lock, and
hydrated.
drop it.
I came all over my hand.
What's the concession, Allie?
Well, I was going to say that you were not wrong, but I refuse
To be wrong?
to tell the full version of that because you were an asshole.
Why was I an asshole?
Ash.
Why was I an asshole?
Because you
I just think you're a whole ass.
rubbed it in my face.
Oh.
Do you hear that noise?
Yeah,
It's the
That's
sound
Jake.
that I was making with your hair.
How
earlier.
did I rub
Oh
it?
my God.
How did I?
very similar to that.
How did I rub it in your face?
Hey, Jake.
Hmm?
I'm going to do it anyways because I love you very much and you're my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
His birthday's December 24th.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so what about passive aggressive ass chewing?
Just not gonna let this go.
I'm not saying it.
Say it, Allie. I'm
You're
sorry.
oh, sorry.
We'll stop
Sorry.
interrupting.
Sorry. I just can't get it. Jake, I'm sorry, but you're sorry. I can't do it. Okay.
She's trying to say I was right.
Oh.
Not on the couch. Not on the couch.
Don't isolate those sounds.
So, well, that's now gonna happen.
Hold on, Mikey. Sorry to interrupt. Speaking about not on the couch,
Where is this going?
Yeah.
we
Hopefully not on the couch.
we had a customer, older gentleman.
He just on the couch.
What?
Jesus, that took a freaking left turn.
Shit.
Do not come.
Yeah, for reals.
How about that oatmeal picture I sent you the other day?
Stop.
Fuck you.
He said oatmeal.
I don't like oatmeal.
I'll know what it
Fuck,
is.
shut up.
It's more like
Stop. No, please tell us about the
cream
customer.
of wheat.
I love cream of wheat.
I love cream of wheat too.
Coagulated cottage cheese.
Can you? I'm really not feeling well now because I already almost said that Jake was sorry.
Right.
We had an older gentleman show up in a older Mazda 6. He hops out of the car and everything seems fine. I feel sorry for him. I really do. This isn't to poke fun by any means. Getting old is not fun.
I don't blame on that.
But he gets out of the car and one of the other riders assists him, and as he's walking away, the whole entire backside of his pants are soaked.
Poor babe.
Soaked, and his car seat is soaked.
No.
So we don't want the guy to feel bad.
Of course not.
So
You
we
say nothing.
We say nothing. We don't even tell him about his pants. We tell him it's like, hey, then the outside seating's over here. The inside waiting room is very busy right now, which it was, which worked out in our favor. So we lay down plastic. We take it in. He notices that
3 layers of plastic.
he notices that people leave out of our waiting room, and he goes inside and he soaks the couch.
Oh, fuck.
So
just real quick, which couch?
Kurt cleaned it
What an angel.
because Joe wouldn't.
Joe Mama.
Seriously, like,
Kurt did Joe a favor. To be fair, it's not that Joe did it. To be fair. Joe was seemed like a weird day, so I think Kurt just did him a solid.
yeah. Well, you know what? I think that says it's karma. Like, we could all be there one day.
That's why
Totally.
that's what I'm saying. Not making fun
I
of the
know.
guy.
I know you're
getting
not.
old's not fun. That type of old. So passive aggressive.
All the seat covers.
Hey, Mike, I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah, you're just the best. No, I really do think you're the best.
I don't
Friends
think you
like
could do
who
any
needs
better.
Enemies.
With friends like these, who needs an enemies?
Thank you for
You
repeating
need
what I
an
said.
enema.
So, speaking of passive aggressive,
That was very passive aggressive.
it was.
Let me pinch the tip.
So I had a very interesting meeting. I was told on Monday that we were going to be having a meeting with some very high up executives from our company.
The
and
soups.
all of the managers from our dealership and possibly managers from a couple other stores in our company there in this meeting, and that they wanted me to be present in the meeting with all of our store managers.
Why did they choose your dealership to do the meeting?
Because they were doing another meeting beforehand at our sister store next door.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And they wanted me to be in the meeting, and not only to be in the meeting just to learn the stuff, but to actually present some things. So we had a practice run, and our general manager went through and, told us this is typically, because, my service manager and I have never been through one of these before. So we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what, to talk about, what, is this guy going to talk to us? Are we going to talk to these people? Like, what's going on? So, he kind of laid down what we were going to do. And like, we went through a rough plan and like kind of rehearsed a couple things, if you can call it that. And, so here comes this meeting, and, this whole time I was warned, like, this guy's a little interesting, just be warned. He's a little interesting.
So at this point, are you like, oh, fuck?
No, because I don't really care. Like, I'm the shop foreman. I'm technically not even supposed to be there. The thing that I'm supposed to be talked about or talking about and then potentially ask questions on are the growth that we're doing in the shop, which is one of my favorite topics of things to talk about. And I know a lot about it. So like, I wasn't worried about it. And there's nothing that he can say to me that's bad because, as we're not supposed to be making any excuses, there's no excuses that I can make. We're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got rid of a lot of riffraff. Eric, I'm just kidding.
Pew, 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 pew. Shots fired.
I'm just kidding, Boo Boo. I love you.
Retort so hard right now,
I know.
but I'm biting my tongue.
Yeah, you got rid of me. That's perfect.
Literally biting my tongue.
No, so it was very interesting. We go up there and it's like a bunch of executives, and I'm dressed in my Dockers and polo, so I look the part now finally, or at least for that meeting. And we're going through, and each department is presenting their thing. Sales presents their thing, used car presents their thing, parts department presents their thing, service department goes, and my service manager goes, and then it's up to me to talk. So I get up and like, hey everybody, and I talk about who I am and what I do at the dealership, and start talking about all of the new lifts that we've been putting in and the new technicians that we're getting, and the fact that the shop is getting more so versatile, the mobile service vans, the amount of appointments that we're bringing in, and then the numbers from, sales and parts and service are supporting all that stuff. So it's like, all good news. And throughout the meeting, the main executive guy, so the general manager's boss,
Okay.
kept saying, well, let me just stop you right there, because although I agree with what you're saying, I don't like how you're saying it. Let's try and use this verbiage next time. And here, let's practice right now. And and he kept saying this phrase, when we're talking about numbers, which kind of went over my head a little bit because this is my first time seeing all these numbers. He's talking about numbers. He's like, what? I feel like you guys are only telling me the good stuff. Where's the bad stuff? We're here in an open meeting. We're here to talk about everything and work out things. What's going on? What's wrong with this shop? I feel like you guys are just glancing over this and you're just trying to sweep it under the rug. Let's air it all out right now. What's the problem? And he had this whole air about him of like, not like holier than thou, but
No, it's holier
It
than
sounds
thou.
like that, though.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you're being
bit.
nice about. You're
What's
being a
that
little
mean?
passive aggressive.
Holier than thou.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like you're a god.
Yeah. And
Yeah, like better than me.
so my general manager,
Eric. You're better than me.
You're not better than me.
when I first met my general manager,
Just kidding.
he was one of the most intense people that I've ever met. And he didn't get shook by anything. In the day or so before this meeting, I have never seen this man so on edge and so worried. He wanted to literally, so we had a meeting about
Welcome when there's somebody higher up than you.
yeah. So I mean, it was kind of cool to see, to be honest. Like I loved the whole
learning
process.
experience.
It was great. I mean, I had already met his boss before when I was talking, when he first came to the dealership, when our general manager took over, and the body shop was still there, and he wanted to walk the shop with me so I could talk to him. And I told him, like, this is what we're trying to do, and I showed him everything that we were doing. The body shop, everything was still there. He's like, oh, I remember you last time. We walked around and we talked about getting rid of the body shop. How's that going? I was like, well, if you have time, I'd love to show you. And it's like, I don't care. What's he going to do? Literally fire me? Okay, fine. So I'll go work somewhere else for way more money. I mean, it's not the worst thing that could happen, but I love that place. Anyway, it was just interesting because he wasn't being mean or like yelling or anything, but the way that he was like attacking people
Carrying
without
himself.
Yeah. The way that he said the things and the words that he chose to use to explain situations was just like the most interesting meeting I've ever been in, because it's either like a very happy-go-lucky meeting and everything's good, or it's like, it's an ass chewing and people are yelling and there's like tensions. It wasn't like this at all. There was like some tension back and forth when like, you think that, the person thought that they were doing a good job on the presentation and nailing all the points that we had all set up. And then he comes back with a question and like throws a wrench in your thing. And he's like doing that on purpose just to try and skip you up so that he can figure out exactly what's going on. I mean, it was just like the most interesting dynamic of people in there. And there's like,
he knows how to assert his power.
there were like 12 people in there. And I am like the youngest person. And I'm the lowest person. I'm the shop foreman. They say I'm a manager. I'm a shop foreman. I'm a glorified technician. That's what I do.
But you have dockers now.
Well, dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have.
Amen. Yeah. Sell it.
All that I'm hearing is that all higher ups are intense like I am, but still I'm not fit to be a manager from what I'm told.
Well, you're young and
Not with that attitude.
you're getting practice. You're young. You're hung. You're full of excitement.
Man goo.
Gross.
Baby batter?
But yeah, it was a very interesting meeting, and
Brogurt.
I went.
God, what other adjectives do you have?
I like brogurt.
Okay.
Baby gravy.
Okay.
There's that, yeah.
It was a very interesting meeting. I went around to
it's not
my
happening.
higher ups. I went around to my higher ups and the next day and said like, that was very interesting. We kind of talked about like what to do for next time, and there were some very good things that were brought up. Some things that don't apply to our dealership, some things that do, some things that we could implement that may actually improve production. So I went around and talked about those sort of things, and we'll see what happens. But that's a once a year thing, so it's just like the standard typical AOP meeting. Duh.
What does AOP mean?
Annual operating plan, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was my first one.
I
God
don't think
forbid
our dealership has
we have
those.
fun on this podcast.
Why? What's not fun? You said all your jizz names.
Yeah, well, not without being interrupted, so.
You interrupted.
No, I didn't.
Moo.
I inserted
Moo.
a pause.
Interrupting cow.
But
Is
they're
that a
also
thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting.
Moo.
I walked into that. I'm so mad at myself.
And Allie, to answer your question, I've also heard them called meetings, year-end
Yearly.
year-end assessments.
No,
Yeah,
they're
this
called-
happened in January.
Yeah.
Huh?
This
Yeah.
happened in January.
Yeah.
All right.
Turn and face the. I don't know the next words. Strange. Is
Turn
that
and
the
face
right
is
word?
strange. That's a name for a Bagooter.
I wouldn't mind facing some strange right now.
Flames on the side of my face. Breathing. No, none of you. All
I
right,
don't know
it's
what
fine.
you're talking
It's all
about.
good.
Someone gets
Someone
it.
will get it somewhere. Amy, get at me.
Eric, you should transition.
I should.
Wait.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. Okay. So that's
phrasing?
funny that you say that, because I've had, well, you guys know about one transit debacle. That was the one that was
Transition.
yeah, that was the one bus transit that they sent the wrong engine, and you guys remember?
Oh,
yeah.
it was a bussy transit.
Yeah. Well, so yes, transits all the buses. That one, I'm still waiting on an engine, a replacement engine from
Really? That
the
junkyard or whatever.
Yeah.
They still haven't sent the replacement engine, so whatever. It's sitting in the corner of the lot rotting.
Not your problem.
Right.
No, not at the moment. It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those parts are taking up space in my brain.
The engine's here. Why won't you get it done? They're still taking it off the truck.
Yeah.
It's not here yet.
Eric, it's here. Eric.
Yeah, seriously. I got excited today because the parts manager calls me. He's like, I got a used engine here for you. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, yep, sure do. So I was in the parts department at the time. So he was over at my bay with the forklift and the engine. He pulls around to the parts department to show me the engine and comes inside and gets me. I go outside all excited and I look at the engine. It's a 4-cylinder.
Jesus.
It wasn't for my job.
Can I stop you right there? I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. Do you have an actual forklift?
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Yeah, we drive around in forklift. So
Get good, Michael.
Who's forklift certified?
I don't even think we have a proper engine hoist. Like, there's like.
Wow.
So you guys are doing fine.
We use a chain, 2 bolts, and the lifts.
Yeah. So do we.
Yeah, we do sometimes too, to get it back on the pallet. But
That
anyways,
the forklift takes.
so that was a nice tease from him. But I actually ended up getting another transit from our favorite person, Mr. Shepherd's Pie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Robert hired me to do a job on a transit van. The vehicle needed. He originally brought it to me for one exhaust manifold. I didn't put it in the air and see that the other exhaust manifold is also warped with a broken stud, causing an exhaust leak.
Typical.
And a whistling noise. So this vehicle, I learned very quickly while working on it, came from the East Coast. So I'm sure for those of you technicians that are on the East Coast know exactly what I'm talking
Ford
about.
Transit vans.
Because people in California do not have to deal with this problem. So this vehicle is
Are you a little
rusted.
salty about it?
Yeah, very salty.
No.
Rusted from bumper to bumper underneath. I'm like, this is fucking great.
Look no further than Justice Brothers products.
Yeah, well,
Need some of that famous JB80.
it wasn't enough. I tried.
There's some things even JB80 can't do.
And this was one of
No,
those cases.
inconceivable.
So inconceivable. So
That was good.
thank you. I wish you could have seen. I wish you could have seen D's nuts that this van had.
That's what she said.
They rounded off pretty quickly. So I ended up taking an air hammer and just air hammering all of the nuts off of the manifold to get the manifold off. Why would they snap off at the end of the manifold? Because that's what would normally happen, right? No, these snapped off in the fucking head.
Deep in the head. Yeah.
Flush with the fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. A couple of them were sticking out a little bit. And so I got my stud extractor. Wouldn't fucking budge. Mind you, these heads are aluminum. They're aluminium.
Yep.
Okay. Which normally wouldn't be a problem, but salt.
Yep.
So there ended up being 4 on one side and 6 on the other.
Fuck.
So both banks
Pull the heads.
that I was so my god. It took
Fuck that, dude. In a transit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
yeah, in a transit. Oh, and I couldn't remove the cradle because when we took one bolt off, it snapped. Mm-hmm. So we didn't touch the other 3 bolts. So that cradle has only 3 bolts holding that engine in. So I'm like, yeah, we're not doing any. So we have to do it like this with the cradle of the engine in the fucking way. We ended up being able to get the cats out because the transmission had been repaired at one point. So all those bolts and nuts
Or
were
still
fine.
relatively fresh.
Yes. So it took me, and I'm not exaggerating, it took me 2 to 4 hours each stud to drill it out. I only got some of them drilled out and extracted, and I ended up having to, we called a welder out to weld some washers and nuts onto the studs. Nope, nothing. They kept breaking off. Wouldn't hold at all.
Wow.
I ended up having to go out and buy a Dremel. And I had to drill through the center of the stud till it was big enough to get the Dremel in, and then oval out the center of the broken stud all the way to the threads. And then,
We send those out.
yeah, well, I couldn't. I was on my last stud that I was trying to extract, I extracted the last stud and I was tapping the threads, and the goddamn tap snapped off in the fucking head.
Jesus Christ.
And for those of you who don't know what a tap is, it just cleans the threads, right, and makes them new again.
But it's like super hard metal.
It's a hard fucking
It's
metal that you
rare.
can't drill through. So I had to buy all sorts of special carbide bits to put on my Dremel, which ended up doing quick work of that. And I got out the broken piece of the no, excuse me.
Wow.
What did you do?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what just happened?
Michael.
Copycat.
This is your fucking fault. I got out the broken piece of the tap. And so I get the manifolds on. It's just one thing after another. Okay. And I've got all the threads retapped and everything. And I get the manifolds on, and there were only 2 holes that I had questioned. Giggity. One on each side. Right.
Also giggity.
Yes. And so, oh my God, I didn't do that on purpose. And
Sure.
so I get the new studs in, and I put those in by hand with a ratchet, no tools, no, power tools or anything. but I have to run the nuts. I have to run the nuts.
Wow.
That's what she said.
This conversation. I have to run the nuts for these manifolds
Always.
on with a gun. So I run them all and wait to get to those last 2 holds. And as soon as the nut touches the manifold, boop, stud slips right out. I'm like,
No
that's
way.
fucking cool. I'm like, I've gotten this far. I can do this. So
It's like a challenge
it
now.
really is. So I pulled the manifolds back off, and I have to drill oversize into the heads. And I put some red fucking Loctite, and I put a helicoil in that
you go.
bitch, and waited for it to cure for 24 hours. I put the new studs in, and those bitches
And then
held.
Ugga-dugga the shit out of
I
it.
ugga-dugga the fucking shit out of it, and they
Hey,
held.
silly. I'm still gonna send it.
And I fucking sent it, and I had this van for 2 fucking months.
Wow.
2
What's a Gila
goddamn
monster?
months. A Gila Thank you for asking that question. I apologize for not elaborating on it. A Gila coil
Or
is,
time cert.
or a time cert is it's the threads. So when you screw in a bolt into a hole, you have the threads, right? Well, they're removed threads, if you will, that you can drill a smooth hole into, and then you cut the threads for that to twist into.
Okay.
And you put the new threads in with Loctite, and they lock in place so that you can put your bolts in.
Okay.
So it's new threads. You're putting new threads in.
Yeah, because like if
essentially.
your original threads are stripped and so now it's oversized, so you have a situation like Eric has when the actual piece of hardware pulls out of that hole.
Mm-hmm.
You just drill the hole slightly bigger, tap it, and then put
Helicoil.
that thing in. So the original size hardware fits now back inside those threads of the piece that you just put in.
So the helicoil is the receiving.
Is the receiving
Yes.
piece.
Okay.
Yes, it's the female part.
Okay.
It's like liquid paper, but for metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting that.
guess, yeah.
That's a
oh,
good
I
way
made a
of putting
mistake. Oops.
That's a very good way of putting that. Yeah, so that job,
Grab the whiteout.
Oopsie.
that job went quickly from $1,100 in labor to $2,500 in labor. Just labor.
Yeah.
But
Was that received well?
surprisingly,
I'm sure they knew that their van was
he just wanted his
rust
fucking
bucket.
van. He just wanted his fucking van.
Besides the fact, it's like it happens. What are you gonna do?
I think
The
people
bolt
think,
decided to be a shit. What do you want me to do, man?
Yeah, but that's where people think, okay, well, they're just fucking me. That didn't actually happen. It's just something that they say so that
We
I
sent
can
him
pay more money.
pictures. We sent him pictures
See?
and video along the way to show him.
the
which
way
is-
that customers are is you could live stream everything that you did on a car. They'd still find some reason to think that you were
Some would.
purposely fucking you.
Some would, but I think that's the beauty of the videos and the pictures and the way we can document things these days, because I would feel the same way. Like we were talking about the Ever Since You thing. I had a stuck parking. Okay, you know, like on your shifter, there's the button like to
Yes.
unlock and lock it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the button got stuck, so my car wouldn't come out of park. This is the I think the
not come.
92 Volvo S70 or something like that.
Yeah.
92 might not be the right year, but it was an S70. And 24 hours after that repair was done, one of the spark plugs or ignition coils or something of the sort went wrong and my car started misfiring.
Well, obviously,
and
the guy
that was my
fixed it.
first experience with
Ever Since.
the
Yeah.
Ever Since. Yeah, I was like, he fucking did something. Well, it's not related.
No, not at all.
It's not related at all.
But as a customer who doesn't work on cars all the time, you don't know that, and all you know is that somebody else had your car and you brought it in for one thing, and now something else was fucked up right after you got the car back. So it must be something that guy did.
Well, it's funny that you brought that up.
But
Because
if you don't know and you assume,
Yes,
But I mean,
yes,
it
there's
does.
that old
It does.
adage,
As a
but-
customer, it feels logical.
which is
Yeah.
why we can, commiserate with those people, but
Well,
we
and
have
we
to be able to educate them as well.
Right, and we can relate to that, like you said, like I did when I'm pretty sure I told the story of when I was working on David's Volvo.
Mommy or mom.
oh,
Could have sworn I put this on silent.
just press the volume button once.
And
That was
again,
my phone. Hi, mommy.
again with the Volvo,
Mama.
I did the major repair on
Mommy.
David's
Volvo.
Volvo.
yeah,
Vulva.
the oil leak And on the way home, it started misfiring like crazy, and the ignition coil.
I remember
just
that.
decided to fucking fail on my ride home. I'm like, what the fuck? And this whole time,
I still think like there must be some kind of correlation. Like, how can this kind of thing happen so often? Like, what is that?
It's like the steering gear we were talking about earlier.
I know, but like,
Act of God.
When customers bring their car in, sometimes it's because they have multiple concerns and they've just been waiting until it was enough stuff to rack up to.
and they didn't even know
it
that
in.
that was separate because one would be.
No, not necessarily. Like what
I
he's
have
saying
this
is,
thing,
it's
and
like
this thing is also going on, and this thing's also going on, and I have these recalls, and I also need an oil change. And I just figured I'd get it all done at once. And so they
Correct.
wait, and so now
and
when
then
this
you
person
handle the
potentially
handle the
waited,
check engine light, and then they're like, "Well, there's all this shit, and it's your fault, even though it was there."
And the next thing you know, there's 6 add-on lines on the repair.
Yep.
better get manager signature on that.
You got to
Yes.
document.
CYA, motherfuckers.
We have a couple minutes left. You guys want to pick a topic and run with it for a bit?
Should I just talk about
for
the
it.
parasitic
Talk
draw
about
card?
pop music.
So pop music. Oh, I miss it. Do they still do that?
Don't get sidetracked.
Okay, I'm not
VH1's
getting-
not even a show anymore, I don't think.
Well, VH1 was never a show. It was
Sidetrack.
always a channel.
Whatever.
So we had a vehicle. I don't know what
CX-5.
It was a CX-5, and it came in nearing 2 months ago. Because every time
On its like 7th visit.
Oh, it first came in for a dead battery.
Okay.
And we were trying to figure that out. Test the battery. Battery was bad. Change the battery, start the car, and the power liftgate opens on its own.
Dope.
Right? Interesting.
Magic.
Notice after that,
Black
test the
magic.
battery again because the battery's not doing great. There's some kind of parasitic draw happening.
Somewhere.
You would think it was the liftgate since some shit has happened.
The PLG module.
So I'm gonna make a
Power
long
liftgate
story short, and so Mazda doesn't like to pay diagnosis,
Yeah, they're assholes.
even if you have an engineer involved.
Nothing.
Yes, they want to give you nothing. So the car has now have 5 different repairs.
Jesus Christ.
Engineers were involved all along the way. Each of the 5 repairs have gotten kicked back, and I have had to appeal them because of the diagnosis. And I even said name of RTS in this situation, regional technical, I don't know what the
Service.
service person.
Sanctuary.
Yeah. So
Sacrilege.
no one knows what that stands for. We're not sure exactly what the S service manager maybe, and we don't say M. I don't know. Anyways, it has been a hell of a ride on this car, and it's still not solved. I'm gonna say they're upwards of $12,000 into this car.
$12,000.
Yeah,
No chocolate kisses.
Oh.
Skittles.
doll hairs,
Skittles.
and they haven't bought the car back.
That's weird.
They haven't bought the car back
Because
yet.
the customer hasn't complained.
Oh, I have real quick to dovetail off of what you just said.
Yes, Dev.
Daddy Vic went through the buyback process and got into a brand new 2023 F-150 Tremor.
Tremor.
Yes, finally. We're so happy
me a
for
picture.
you. It's beautiful. It's antimatter blue.
Ooh, that's a good paint name.
It's gorgeous.
Somebody get at me. I want
Get
to
at me,
start
bro.
a nail polish company that matches nail polish to car original colors.
It exists.
Get at me. It does not exist.
Yes, it does.
Okay, well,
Take it from the woman, Jake.
We looked it up together.
no. What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a little drunk.
A little.
On that note,
Oh my God, is it time?
I wouldn't be drunk without our sponsors.
Yeah, this is true. I don't think any of us would be drunk.
Who do you
without
think buys these beverages?
them. Who do you think drunk these beverages? I drunk these beverages.
How do you think beverage these drunk?
Thanks
What's
so
the
much.
officer problem?
Thanks so much, Ferris Travis, from Distributing Hits from the Brothers Justice.
Thanks, Rick Walk from El Taco.
From Ranchito Salnanor.
We just lost all of our sponsors.
Thanks to Matt Koenig.
And thanks
JB Weld. I mean, Justice Brothers.
I gotta pee.
Thank you to Norman Glazier, Drew Wanio, Jean-Luc Schwanneweed, Tyler Kotlerich.
Schwanneweed?
Schwanneweed?
Yeah. A little
It's
bit.
legal in California.
It is.
Thank you to everybody that helps out. Dale Follett. I think I said Norm already.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's the first name you said.
And you, listener.
Brady, Aaron.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
All of
we
the
want
listeners.
some listener mail. Send us your crazy stories, your crazy pictures.
I want all the listeners' mails.
customerstatespodcast@gmail.com, which also just happens to be our PayPal. You can visit us at customerstates.com, buy our merch, see our faces, learn
Smirch.
about us.
I don't know where there's a button.
Don't besmirch us.
We're
Buy
available
the merch.
on so many major streaming platforms.
We appreciate you so much.
We're also on YouTube. We love interactions with our fans.
YouTube.
Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Customer States Podcast.
All of the social medias.
And don't forget, if you like us, tell your friends.
That's nice.
And with that, we say,
Boy!
Love you.
Boy.
Love you. Oh, you fucking shit. Fuck.
Bye.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
Hi, it's me. I love you.
It's bye.
I'm gonna find you.
Goodbye.
oh my God.
I love you.
Bye.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.